If you're over 60 and you feel like your body has quietly started negotiating against you, pay attention. Maybe you get out of bed and your first few steps feel stiff. Maybe you hold the handrail now without even thinking about it. Maybe your balance is just a little less reliable, your legs a little less springy, your back a little more stubborn. Most people accept that as normal aging. I don't. I respect aging. I do not worship decline. I spent 20 years as a Navy SEAL. For a long time I thought health came down to intensity. Push harder, train harder, suffer more. Then at 48 I got a reality check. High blood pressure, metabolic warning signs, hormones headed in the wrong direction. My body wasn't responding to force anymore. It was responding to intelligence. That lesson changed everything. And one of the things I started paying close attention to was how long-lived cultures actually move. Not how they train for social media, not how they punish themselves in the gym. How they move, day after day, in ways that preserve balance, circulation, strength, and independence. Japanese elders are a very good example of that. They do not rely on flashy routines. They rely on small daily movements repeated for years with quiet discipline. That's the part most people miss. Longevity is usually boring on paper, but in real life, it is powerful. So today I want to show you 6 movements older Japanese adults commonly build into life that help them stay upright, mobile, and capable far longer than most people expect. These are not magic tricks. They are simple tools, and if you use them consistently, they can change the way your body feels over the next year. Stay with me all the way through, because the last 2 are the ones I think most men overlook. And they may be the difference between aging with confidence and aging with fear. Let's start with number 6. The first movement is a short morning mobility routine. In Japan, group movement practices have been part of daily life for generations. The format varies, but the principle is the same. Wake the body up before the day stiffens it. This matters more than most people realize. After 60, joints do not like being surprised. If you spend the night still, then ask your body to suddenly start bending, reaching, twisting, lifting, and walking without preparation. You're setting yourself up for stiffness and compensation. That is when the shoulders hike up, the hips lock, the low back takes over, and everything starts feeling older than it should. So instead of launching straight into the day, give your body 3 to 5 minutes of organized motion. Arm circles, shoulder rolls, easy side bends, gentle trunk rotations, marching in place, small knee bends, calf raises. Nothing dramatic, nothing that makes you dread doing it tomorrow. This is not exercise in the macho sense. It's maintenance, and maintenance is what keeps expensive problems from showing up later. A lot of men skip this because it feels too simple. That's ego talking. Your joints do not care about your ego. They care whether synovial fluid is moving, whether muscles are switching on, whether range of motion is being preserved before the day pulls you into stiffness. Do this first thing in the morning and you'll notice a difference in how you walk, how you bend, even how your shoulders sit. You may not sweat. Good. That's not the point. The point is to stop waking up like a rusty machine. Number 5 is getting up from the floor or from a kneeling position. This one is a brutally honest test of how well you're really aging. In many Japanese homes and traditions, floor-based living is more common. That means older adults end up practicing something Western adults often avoid completely, getting down and getting back up, over and over, for decades. That single skill requires more from the body than most people realize. Hip mobility, knee control, core stability, coordination, leg strength, balance, confidence. It's all there. And here's the hard truth. The day you stop being able to get off the floor is the day a lot of freedom starts disappearing. You become more cautious, then less active, then weaker, then even more cautious. That's how decline snowballs. So I want you to practice this on purpose. Use a chair, countertop, or sofa if needed. Lower yourself to one knee, then both knees. If comfortable, sit back or lower to the floor. Then reverse it. 1 foot forward. Push through the leg. Stand tall, slow and controlled. 2 or 3 reps is enough to start. No drama, no heroics. I've worked with a lot of men who could still talk about what they used to bench press, but they couldn't move from the floor without making it look like a hostage situation. That is not functional strength. Functional strength is what you can do in the real world, under your own control, with no audience. Practice this and you'll build exactly what aging tends to steal first. Number 4 is torso rotation. This one gets ignored because it doesn't look impressive. That's exactly why it's valuable. Most people over 60 become stiff through the mid-back, ribs, and shoulders. Then they try to turn, reach, or look behind them, and the low back takes the hit, or the hips compensate, or balance gets shaky. It shows up in daily life in small ways first. Reversing the car, reaching for something behind you, turning while carrying groceries, walking on uneven ground and trying to recover. A healthy body doesn't just move forward and backward, it rotates. Japanese elders often keep rotational movement in daily life without calling it a workout. They turn gently while standing, cooking, gardening, tidying up. It becomes part of living instead of a separate event. You can train it directly in less than 5 minutes. Stand tall. Keep your hips mostly forward. Cross your arms over your chest or hold them loosely in front of you. Then rotate slowly to one side. Come back to center. Rotate to the other side. No jerking. No forcing range. Let the motion come from the ribs and upper spine, not the low back. 5 to 10 slow reps each side. That's enough. Here's my rule. If a movement makes you feel calmer and more capable at the same time, pay attention to it. Torso rotation does that. It restores motion where motion belongs. It helps posture. It helps breathing. It makes the body feel less locked up. Your spine is not meant to become a concrete pillar at 65. Keep it moving. Number 3 is the squat. Now, before some of you tense up, I'm not asking for a perfect deep squat with your heels glued down and your hips between your ankles on day 1. I am asking you to start reclaiming one of the most important human movement patterns you have. Squatting is foundational. If your legs are weak, everything gets smaller. Your confidence gets smaller. Your walking radius gets smaller. Your willingness to travel, play with grandchildren, carry things, climb stairs, and live independently gets smaller too. Strong legs are not optional after 60. What I respect about Japanese movement habits is that squatting often remains part of life. Gardening, household tasks, resting low, moving close to the ground. The body keeps rehearsing strength and mobility instead of abandoning them. Start with a supported squat. Hold onto a door frame, countertop, or sturdy chair. Sit back and down as far as is comfortable. If your heels lift, place a small rolled towel under them. Pause briefly, then stand again. Do 5 to 8 reps, or hold a supported low position for 15 to 20 seconds if that feels better. What you're training here is not just muscle. You're training the ankles, hips, knees, trunk, and nervous system to cooperate again. You're teaching the body that going low is safe, controlled, and available. And yes, it may feel humbling at first. Good. Humility is useful. It helps you train where you are, instead of where your ego thinks you should be. I've said this before and I'll say it again. The body you have at 60 is built by the choices you make today. Leg strength does not maintain itself by accident. Number 2 is slow walking with controlled breathing. This is one of my favorites because almost everybody underestimates it. In the West, when people hear walking for health, they usually think speed, step counts, calorie burn, fitness trackers. Japanese elders often show something different. Deliberate pace, relaxed posture, rhythmic breathing, more awareness, less rush. That changes the effect entirely. When you slow down on purpose, your feet actually start doing their job again. The heel contacts, the arch loads, the toes push off, the ankles and hips organize better. Balance improves because you're no longer just falling forward from step to step. Then you add breathing. Try this. Inhale for 3 or 4 steps, exhale for 4 to 6. Don't obsess over exact numbers. Just make the exhale a little longer than the inhale. That longer exhale matters. It helps downshift the nervous system. It lowers tension. It can reduce that background stress most adults carry all day without noticing. And for older adults, that combination of slower gait plus breath control becomes powerful. You're walking, yes, but you're also training posture, lung expansion, coordination, cardiovascular efficiency, and calm. I like to tell men this is movement that teaches your body not to panic. That matters more than it sounds. A lot of poor movement after 60 is not just weakness, it's tension, bracing, rushing, holding the breath, losing rhythm. Slow walking fixes part of that. Start with 10 minutes. Grass or a quiet sidewalk is fine. Stand tall. Let the arms swing naturally. Keep the jaw relaxed. Breathe with control. No phone in your hand. No rushing to get it over with. You're not killing time. You're restoring function. And now, number 1. Gentle standing arm circles. This is the one most people dismiss because it looks too easy. That is a mistake. When done slowly and with control, arm circles do far more than move the shoulders. They open the chest, improve rib movement, encourage better posture, challenge balance gently, coordinate breath with motion, reduce stiffness through the upper back and neck. For older adults, that is a big return on very little cost. A lot of aging starts upstairs, so to speak. Rounded shoulders, collapsed chest, shallow breathing, stiff upper spine, forward head posture. Once that pattern sets in, everything below it has to compensate. Gentle arm circles help reverse that. Stand tall with your feet about hip-width apart. Soften the knees. Raise your arms slowly out to the sides and make controlled circles, not sloppy flapping. Think smooth arcs, then reverse direction. Move like you're in no hurry at all. Breathe while you do it. If you want to make it better, coordinate one full inhale as the arms rise and widen, then a slow exhale as they lower and return. 2 to 3 minutes is enough. I know some of you are thinking, Grant, that's not real training. Wrong. Real training is whatever improves your capacity to live. If a movement helps you breathe better, stand taller, reduce shoulder stiffness, and move with more control every day, it qualifies. You do not need to be exhausted for something to be effective. That idea has hurt a lot of men. So let's put the 6 together. Morning mobility, kneeling or floor to stand practice, torso rotations, supported squats, slow walking with controlled breathing, gentle arm circles. That is not a complicated program. Good. Complicated programs usually fail. This is what I recommend. Pick 3 and do them daily for the next week. Then add the others. You could do the whole sequence in 15 minutes. Less if you keep it tight. The point is not perfection. The point is repetition. And let's talk safety for a minute. Use support when needed. There is zero shame in using a wall, chair, counter, or rail. If you have knee pain, reduce depth. If you have dizziness, move slower. If you have a medical condition or recent injury, clear it with your physician or physical therapist. Smart is strong. Reckless is not strong. Pain is not progress. At this stage of life, you do not need more punishment. You need better signals, better movement, better consistency, better recovery. That's how you stay dangerous in the right ways. And I want to leave you with this. The healthiest older adults in the world usually do not look healthy because they discovered one perfect hack. They look healthy because they respected simple things long enough for those things to compound. That is available to you too. You do not need to move to Japan. You do not need special equipment. You do not need 2 hours a day. You need the discipline to stop overlooking what works because it looks too ordinary. Strength has no expiration date. But strength after 60 has to be trained differently, more intelligently, more sustainably, more honestly. So start tomorrow morning. Roll the shoulders, move the spine, practice the squat, get down and get back up, walk slowly, breathe on purpose, circle the arms, remind your body that you are still in charge. You're not too old, you're just getting started.